spoke to the promoter, Queen of the Ring. Apparently, opponent dropped out. So this is your new opponent now. Her name is Trina. She's 10-0 right now.
I'm gonna tell you right now, she ain't shit. Break that bitch in half.
You weak. I love you, Lola Williams. What was that?
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
I bet your ass will come fight me now, won't you?
Get in, come on, come on.
Once a fighter, always a fighter. Believe me.
He doesn't see me as the fighter that I am. He only sees me as a mother and a wife.
Get up, Lola, get up! You're gonna get yourself killed. One hit to the stomach and it's over. It's over, Lola.
I can take
Do
her!
you want your daughter to grow up without a mother?
I choose to believe in her. It's been so long since I've seen a female boxer this passionate.
Forget about doing it for everybody else. You gotta do this for yourself.
I am here with the executive producer of Lola 2, premiering April 6th on ALLBLK, Monica Dollphace Floyd. Hey, Monica.
I'm already laughing because the Dollphace definitely said you're from New York. I can hear that. I love a New York accent. Oh my God. Yes. It's a Monica Dollphace Floyd here in the flesh. I'm in the building. Yes, I am in the building.
And I'm so excited to be talking with you today. I'm so excited to be talking Lola 2 for so many reasons that we're going to get into. But like I said on this show, I love speaking with people like yourself that's making things happen within our culture and within Hollywood, and especially being a sister, okay? And so one of the things I love talking about on this show is to give people somewhat of a backstory as to how we got from our humble beginnings to now. So please, for the people that don't know, how did you get your start into filmmaking?
Oh God. I'm gonna do, I guess I'll do the edited version. I actually am from Baltimore and I moved to California to pursue a career in singing, music actually. And shortly thereafter, I discovered that this is not exactly what I want to do at the moment. I this is funny, I actually was a neighbor to Sinbad, the comedian. His family, two of his sisters and brother, they were roommates and they lived next door to me. We quickly became friends and they just kept saying, Monica. They didn't say Monica, they say, Monica, Monica, you're so funny, you're so funny. And then Sinbad, all of them would say, you can sell anything, girl, you can sell it, you can sell them jokes. So they encouraged me and talked me into thinking I could be a comedian. So I started doing stand-up comedy. And I did stand-up comedy for about 7 years physically as a comedian. And then I quickly fell in love with behind the scenes because I don't know, I just love to create bigger opportunities. I'll see an opportunity and I love to make it bigger. So a lot of the comedians would be, we don't have enough venues to perform. You know, we have to wait all night to get on stage. And so a lot of them started looking to me when I would help them negotiate their deals if they were doing a concert opening up for like an artist like a Patti LaBelle, Luther Vandross. And I would say, how much are they paying you? Because I was in the automobile business at that time. So I knew how to negotiate. And so a lot of them would let me negotiate their deal, get them bump their fees up. And then they start saying, oh, we want you to manage me. So I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to do all this. So I just, felt like it was time to get a degree in cinema and really start doing this where I could produce some projects for the comedians on a different level. And I opened up a comedy venue and I ran it for probably about almost 3 years. And that was a famous venue called the Comedy Act Theater. That's where Robin Harris got his start with Michael Williams. And Michael Williams at some point closed it down. And then I went and spoke with the owners and was able to open it up to provide a venue for comedians to perform. And so that was a great start to segue into the film side of things.
And so keeping the segue going, first of all, thanks for sharing that story. I love Sinbad. I know he recently has been in the news as far as going through something health-wise. Are you updated as to how he's doing?
Yeah, he's better. Yeah, he's a lot better. Yeah, he's definitely going through the therapy part of it and getting, stronger every day. Thank God.
So you've always been a boss chick, Dollphace. Always. You always, and I know we're going to talk more about the position as far as what executive producer really does, but we talked all air about it and we talked about getting things done. And this is what you've been doing since the beginning of time, you know, with the comedians with your comedic background and seeing a problem and fixing it. So when it comes to the transitioning from that into filmmaking, what was your first job as it pertains to Hollywood and working on set?
My first job, oh, you know what? Oh, Jesus. I quickly became a mentee of Jeff Flanagan, who runs Code Black, who's currently running Kevin Hart's company. Jeff, you know, since I had an investor and I was in school pursuing getting a degree in cinema, Jeff was like, you know what? You should just do a slate of 3 films, fund 3 films at a time and come on set. And he would have this saying, like, if we were working something, say with Regina King, he would say, Monica, by the time we finish this project, you better be her best friend. You know, just building the relationships with the talent. That's what I was always great at, because people would look at me and say, wow, it would give them inspiration. The fact that, number one, I'm a woman. Number two, I'm a boss. Like, I'm writing a check and I'm there knowing the business of filmmaking. So that would inspire a lot of people. And then I would see them in their space of being a great artist. And we would share that in common. I wanted to pursue acting and like I said, music. So that gave me a foot in the door. And my first project was Eddie Griffin's Freedom of Speech stand-up comedy. Yeah, I produced that. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Eddie Griffin, man. I seen him perform live once, and I was with my mother. And to this day, I want to say that was one of the best stand-ups I've ever seen. My mother was crying laughing. So good. One of my favorite memories that I have of my mom is because of Eddie Griffin. So I love that. We talked about, you know, signing the checks, and shout out to Antoine Allen, who is the director and writer of Lola 2. But being the executive producer, talk to me how you two connected. I know the story. I think it's a lovely story. Please share with my audience.
Yeah, I met Antoine on an app called Clubhouse. We're plugging Clubhouse and they better send us a check. Yeah, we met on Clubhouse, and Antoine was speaking on someone's platform, and he was saying how there's only 2 producers in Hollywood, Dion Taylor and I believe it's Tyler Perry. And so I shortly corrected him and said, no, Monica Floyd is also a producer. And then he took a second and said, you know what? I have heard of you. I think he said, oh, you work with Spike Lee, or whatever his statement was after that. And then he was just so mild-mannered, and, you know, because sometimes people can be defensive, like, oh, she corrected me in front of all these people, and he could have felt small, but he just saw an opportunity, and he sent me a side email and sent me the Lola 2 project and asked me if I wanted to get involved with it. And just first of all, because of his spirit, I was like, you know what, I don't, you know, unless it's something that's trashy, raunchy, something that's just because I'm so PG, I wouldn't have gotten involved, but I was going to help anyway with him, because it was something, you just know I have discernment, and it's something about his spirit. And I thought, you know, his spirit was kind, and he just seemed like he was trying to get to that next level and get something done. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He had the vision. He had a great attitude. So I was like, okay, let me look into this. I'm on board.
Yes, yes, yes. Love that. And I love what you said earlier, as far as like being the person that's great at building relationships and connecting with people, connecting the dots. So I love that you two connected and was able to work on this film, Lola 2. Now, you said he sent you the script, side email. Shout out to Antoine for hustling that way. I love that. Talk to me about, what was it about Lola 2 in the script that really struck a chord with you for you to say, I have to be a part of it?
You know what? I think it was just him talking more about the mission. I'm into missions. My mission is to inspire, uplift through the arts and beyond. And so for me, it's more about the mission. As long as the project is not, like I said, not something that's out of the way that I don't want my image to be backing, something like that. It was more of his mission. He was speaking of There's never been, you know, a female boxing franchise. There's never been, he was speaking about Taja Simpson, who was in part one, and the struggles that she has as an actress and the struggles he had trying to obtain the funding and being turned down because of her complexion. Oh, we want a light-skinned person. I'll give you the money, but we have to do this, we have to do that. So I just saw what he had been through. I saw his passion and his determination to not bend and sell out and say, okay, just give me the money. I'll change my vision just to move forward in filmmaking. And I feel like if I can't make a situation better, Monica is not the one to come to. Monica is the one to come to if you're trying to get to that next level. And then, you know, the amount that he had asked for, and this is the second time this has happened to me. I had another director come and he asked for a small sum of money and then 6 figures later, because I see a vision too. I can't do something small. Like, if we're going to do this, let's really do it. And I had, you know, peeped at Lola 1, and I just knew he had to go bigger, and he wanted to go bigger. So, you know, I think we were aligned with that, and we just always agreed. And he's so easy to talk to. If I say, no, Antoine, I believe, you know, my experience teaches me this, and then he may say, oh, well, you know, now they're doing it this way, and things are changing. So we always kind of, it's the meeting of the minds. And I just like the fact that he does what he's going to say. And if he's not able to do it, he has this little small voice, you know, and he just has this little humble spirit. And I'm like, no, I have to help this guy because he's a great person.
I love that. Come on, Monica, throwing on a cape and saving and connecting with people. That's a lovely story. Now, for the people that
I just wanted to say too, while I'm on him,
Mhm.
I've known a lot of people for years. I mean, 20 years, 30 years. He's the first person. I mean, even out of relatives, he's the first person. He immediately saw my passion and love for Michael Jackson. He took me to, you know, made sure that I got tickets and, you know, set me up to go to this Michael Jackson concert for my birthday. I thought that was huge. I mean, I look around my house, I see all these little mementos, just, you know, things, nice things that he's done because he's paying attention. He's showing gratitude. Like,
Mhm.
hey, I appreciate you, you know, stepping beside me, taking this ride with me. And that's great because that's not always done. People are like, okay, thank you, bye. You know, they get it and they think they're there. And a lot of times, in most cases, people are going to see Monica Floyd because I've been here, you
Mhm.
know. And so people who think they're going to get it, he never gave me that feeling of, you know, I'm gonna snatch this, I'm gonna do what I need to do, and then I'm gone. It's always been looking over to like, oh, you good? You good? And you know, so that's a good thing.
I love that. I love that. Shout out to Antoine. When it comes to Lola too, for the people that don't know, because we talked about getting the funding, which you played a humongous part in doing, and getting this film off the ground successfully and so wonderfully. Can you talk to me about what Lola 2 is about for the people that don't know?
Yeah, Lola 2 is about a female who goes on a journey. She, first of all, she in Lola 1, if you saw Lola 1, she was attacked. And so she felt like, you know, the need that she needed to prepare herself so she could be able to defend herself. And so she took up the boxing sport, but she definitely received a lot of adversity at first because the mother of her boyfriend was telling her, don't come around here, trying to keep her outside of the gym. But with her determination and they could see her skills, they accepted her and they started, you know, working with her as a female boxer. But it's definitely about empowerment, you know, to empower yourself. Only the strong survives, because she has to make choices in her path, in this journey. She, first of all, has to learn the sport of boxing, be successful. Then she has to fight these opponents who, one of them, Trina, the character Trina, really is like a villain and, you know, really is in her head. Then she gets pregnant, and should I be giving away the story?
No, we can stop it there.
Yeah. Just say she had some challenges to overcome, and she, you know, stuck to it, and you know, the outcome was, you know, pretty interesting. So you have to watch it to get that. Yeah.
Elaborate a little further because it is an amazing film and it does, speak to, of course, women and women empowerment, but even, just bigger than that, just finding our voice as women in a world where people say we can't do something because we are women or because we deal with womanly things like, motherhood or, wifely duties, whatever the case may be, is so much more to us than certain labels that the world likes to put on us that they feel that we should only be able to deal with. So I love the movie for that, especially for women like myself that feel like we can conquer the world and we could do anything we put our minds to. And I feel like Lola 2, just like Lola 1, but definitely Lola 2 really embodies that on a bigger scale. So amazing film.
Yeah, and I think each individual will walk away with something different, like how you see that. A mom, a wife, have career in singing, was a recording artist. Some people still would call me Dollphace. I never, ever once, and every business that I've been in, every lane in my career has been male dominating. When I did stand-up comedy, never received any adversity. Oh, you're doing comedy, you're a woman. When I was in the automobile business, people may have said things whispering in the background, never received any adversity in that. Even as a filmmaker, woman, I've never had those challenges. I think what it is that my laser focus, I'm focused on what I'm doing and I don't see the distractions on the side. So I really haven't heard those things, even though we know it exists. Women are not supposed to play, baseball or football or basketball, and women get less attention, smaller platforms for, basketball. I do know that. It's definitely a harder road. I just really personally haven't seen it. So my thing, when I look at Lola, I focus on the empowerment of it because that's what I do. I empower people. I know, like you, I can do it. I don't know how to process impossible. When it seems like it's not working in my favor, I know it's working in my favor. Set no limits upon yourself and no limits shall be set upon you. So with that mindset, I don't know how to see the negative part of things. It's very difficult. If it exists, I kind of, pivot, pretty quickly. So I'm always going to be that one to pull you. Come on, Jazzie, let's go. When you're doing it, rah, rah, rah. And so I focus more on that than the other side. And, Antoine said some very important things. And another thing with the film too, and the backside of things with complexion, light skin, dark skin. Oh, never personally experienced that personally, but do know people who have. So I can see that. And like I said, I was jokingly saying to them, well, obviously I don't have a problem with it because I would have said, oh, we got to get somebody light skinned to play the role. I didn't do that. I was like, hey, I'm happy. And I honestly don't think that anybody could have played that role like Taja. I just believe that, she did such an amazing job.
Yes, for sure. It's just one amazing talent. That was my next question, to say, how was it working with Taja and Claressa, the greatest boxer of all time? Like, she's from, kind of my hometown. She's from Flint, but I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Somewhat of the same difference, but working with those superstar women and Claressa, this is kind of like a breakout role, I feel, for her as a leading lady. So talk to me about working with these two.
Let's start with Taja. Taja, from the moment that I saw her spirit, and I had, done some research and watched how she actually really did the work to prepare and to embody that role and to really believe she's a female boxer. I just was already in love with that side. And then to see her spirit, and when I started talking to her and seeing her, how she moved around the set and different things like that, that was just a great experience. Always, I walk in the trailer, she's just always, Monica, just sweet, very, very sweet, and a hard worker. So much dialogue to learn and just be so amazing at it. And in all her scenes, she had a lot of scenes with a lot of, individuals, and everybody says the same thing. Everybody just she made everyone feel like they could step their talent up and they just felt comfortable. So And I mean, my two daughters was in a scene with her. And yeah, they were in a scene with her. And she just was just a beautiful soul, you know.
I love
Beautiful.
that. You're trusting her with your babies. This film with
Oh,
your
yeah. Just amazing. And Claressa is just, I was telling Antoine, she's such a genuine soul, both of them. She's so funny. You know, it's like a child who you're going to get the honesty. You're going to get, she's so transparent in her personality, what she says, what she feels, what she does. And she's so funny. I mean, she's so funny and likable and lovable. Even though she played the villain, she was nothing like that off camera. You know, she's just the sweetest, funniest. And it was just a great experience with them both. I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to work with them and will support them anytime.
Yes, well said. And it's funny a little bit on Claressa because she's such a fighter in the ring and like just so like vicious. And then in this film, she's really like the villain. And then in person, or even when I follow her on social media, I'm like, she's really like a sweetheart. This is so crazy. Yeah. It really is. Now, but you do have so many guest stars in this film, so many cameos. Shout out to Tamala Jones, who I love, Elise Neal, who's great as well, Roy Jones Jr. I mean, it's so many people. And Antoine told me himself personally, you played a humongous role in getting a lot of these amazing cameos and guest stars. So talk to me about getting these actresses and actors and cameos to be a part of the film as well.
Yeah, well, I will start with Elise. Elise is a friend of mine, so I know what she's capable of, and me and Antoine talked about her, and because she does the fitness thing, and she's known for that. So I said, oh, I can get Elise. So got Elise. Tamala, one of my friends, was on set. Wendy, shout out to Wendy Washington. She was on set with Tamala, and so she pretty much, you know, said, Tamala, you know, Monica Floyd is doing a film, and me and Tamala know each other. And funny thing, it's hilarious. Tamala always was telling me she wants to produce a one-woman show on me. So I end up, yeah. So when she heard that, you know, from Wendy that I was doing a project, and we immediately got in touch with each other and we got it worked out. And Antoine's like, yeah, she'd be great, you know. And so we, you know, her, and she was hilarious. She killed her role. Her and Elise both just did an amazing job in their roles. It just came together so nicely, so wonderfully, because everybody's busy. You know, everybody has multiple things going on. And speaking of Roy, have a lot of history with Roy. We worked together before, and I worked with him and his sons, his twin boys. And I just feel like that relationship is very, very solid. I looked out for his sons when they came to LA, and I was trying to create a reality show with them. And so he was in Russia fighting, and I got in touch with him, and he came back 2 days early and did this project. So relationships are everything, you know.
Learning that, and you're inspiring me by telling your story. I tell people that all the time. I'm not the best at that, and I understand that talent isn't everything, and I know I have that, and I just assume like, oh, you know, I'm great. You know, I show up to blow up. When I come, I do my thing, and it's like, oh, but you know, such and such. Like, no, I don't. But just introduce me. But I'm learning that relationships is really key when it comes to taking it to the next level. So thank you for consistently saying that, because I feel like it needs to be drilled into people's minds a little more, especially. So.
Yeah, I once saw a question on Twitter somewhere around 2014, 2012, and a guy asked the question. He says, what is more important, relationships or money? And so people went back and forth, and some people were like, well, money, you can buy a relationship. Yeah, fake relationship. And I will always say relationships, because money runs out. You know, your money can run out. If your money runs out, then will you have relationships? You know, are these relationships, you know, real? So I will always say relationships. And if I have nothing else in this world, I have great relationships and long-lasting relationships.
Great relationships. That says a lot to you. I think it speaks volumes to your character. So, because ain't nobody try to be close to somebody they can't stand. So that means you're a great person. Speaking of you, it's true. That's how I look at it. It's like, okay, she cool and all, she connects, but like I don't like her. And if it's long-lasting relationships and people show up for you, you know, which it sounds like it's happening, you know. So it's like, but that's, to me, it just says a lot to your character. So kudos to you.
You make me laugh, Jazzie, but you know, I'll throw this in here really quick. You can do everything for someone. You could be sweet, like you could be the sweetest person to someone. There's going to be people who don't like the way people love you, don't like you because of your skin color, don't like you because of your glow up and show up or whatever it is, because sometimes people wish they had what you had. Some people want what you have, and they're just not gonna like you. It don't matter what you do, how bubbly you are, that some people are just not gonna like you. And that I knew that from the cradle. Like, and I'm fine with that. Don't like me, but just don't come around, because that's not good. You know.
You ain't gotta like me, but watch your mouth.
Stay over there, keep that shady, bad energy over there.
Over there for sure. Well, okay.
I'm gonna make a song, Jazzie. You gonna sing on the hook with me? Keep that shady.
I'll dance. I'm over there.
Over there, keep that shady.
Over there. I'm a rapper.
We get DreamDoll, put a hook on it.
That's the real rapper. Get her to do it.
And speaking of DreamDoll, she's in it too.
Yes, one of the mini cameos in there, holding it down. I love that. You know, I'm a woman in hip hop, so I love seeing that. You showing some of the girls love on that too. If a person wanted to shadow you, what do you hope they will walk away with if they ever had the opportunity to work with you and shadow you?
I would hope that they would walk away with the, my thing is, I just love taking care of people. I always say if I had nobody to take care of, I think I wouldn't live. Like, I just think, just look out for people, even though sometimes they're going to switch up on you. Sometimes there be misunderstandings. Just uplift and inspire. Uplift and inspire. You sleep better at night. You know you've helped somebody get to that next level, help somebody make somebody's dream come true. I just hope that they would learn that you can do all things. Like, I'm doing any and everything that I want to. When I leave this earth, it doesn't owe me nothing. Don't put no limits. Set no limits upon yourself, and no limits shall be set upon you. Do whatever you want to do, but do it. Don't just say you're going to do it. Just get started and do it.
Love that. If somebody wanted to, do you ever offer those type of opportunities? If so, how can somebody contact you?
You know what? As far as shadowing, I move so fast and I'm doing so many things.
Too busy on the go.
Interns. I definitely have had interns. As far as just shadowing me, I think they might, after following me for a day, they might just say, "Oh, forget this." I've had people watch me from a distance and they go, "Wow, this is really what your day consists of." I don't care whether it's a PR person, a publicist. She spends a day with me, and I'm doing, because I do so many things. I don't just do one thing. I'm in so many lanes, and I'm a mother as well. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but I had fun.
Yeah. Just to stay on Lola too a little bit before I let you go, do you have a favorite scene in the film? Without giving away, what would it be?
My favorite scene is with Tamala. I have two. Tamala, and then Taja, when she's getting frustrated, when the baby is crying. That scene is just really funny to me. But my favorite scene is definitely Tamala. When she just, one of these scenes, I just holler. It's so hilarious to me. Okay. It actually makes me think about Al Pacino. I call it Tam Pacino. It just really makes me think about Al Pacino. When I watched her in that scene the very first time, I just thought of him, because he has this sarcasm that he used when he's making fun of somebody that's not listening. And yeah, she does these, man, it's She's so funny. Some of the things that she says in there is just hilarious. Yeah.
Pacino, Tamala. Okay, I'm gonna look out for that, and I want the audience to look out for that. And the scene where you say Taja Simpson is struggling with the baby crying and dealing with that scene, because it's a lot that I want the audience to pay attention to when it pertains to Lola 2 in this film. Executive producer Monica, when it comes to the process of execution, when it comes to funding, that a lot of people do struggle with that. What's the one advice you want to give somebody that's struggling with taking their idea of wanting to do a film, to getting a team together, to funding, and then executing that idea? What's the one advice you would give?
Well, I'll be honest with you, there are no Monicas out there. People don't make it easy like I did with Antoine and I've done for others. I'm the exception, period, because it goes with my mission statement. I'm not here to just make money. I'm the biggest hustler you will probably ever see. I'm gonna make money, have always been able to do it, and I can do it, and I can do it legally. So I don't need to, jump in film and say I'm gonna do this to make money, like a lot of people are bum rushing this space because they want to make money. But I know the business. I know the business side of things, and it's a lot of business that you have to take care of in order to get the best results. There are some things that are changing in this space that we're in, the space of filmmaking, but just have your business together, be consistent, and really, really know exactly what you want out of this, not just jump in doing it for money and, jump in, just to get a quick, or some people want to be famous from it. You just never know. But just have your business together. And I'm going to start making it harder. I'm not going to make it as easy, but I'm a passion person. So if I think the person's a great person and I really want to see them win and make it, then I'm on board and I can help them, raise their funds and provide the funding.
I love that. Come on, Monica, you are a saver today. Thank you so much for thank you so much for being a woman in this space, helping other people grow and see their dreams come true. You have certain gatekeepers in this industry that just like staying at the gate and keeping it closed. You know what I mean? So for you to be able to just squeak it open a little bit and do what you can within the space where you thrive in, I just think people like yourself don't get enough admiration in that, and it's very commendable because it is hard. So I know Antoine personally that he is thankful and grateful for you, but just to hear that this isn't your first rodeo, this is what you do. Right.
I've done this several times, many, many, many times, and not small money, and it always comes back tenfold. Whenever I do something, it comes back, and I do it because it was done for me. I mean, I have an investor that invested millions and millions in me. I had somebody sign for a car for me when I was 17 because of my ambition and my drive. And so I have a grandmother who put her name on things for me. She wouldn't put her name on nothing with her A++ credit and her, she was a beast, a guru at entrepreneurship, manufacturing her hair product in the basement. And she owned the corner store and she was a head cook. So I learned from my grandmother. And she led with a lot of love. I grew up with a lot of love. And so you have to pay that forward. I don't have any stories of, of adversity, or just somebody treating me bad growing up. I call it love abuse. I mean, I was abused with a lot of love. I got the opposite. So when you have that, people know it, they feel it. When people meet me, they know I'm just not the average person. They know I'm exceptional. And when I see somebody exceptional, I knew Antoine was exceptional. It's just his spirit and just the way he speaks. And hey, Monica, he got that little tone and funny. He's very funny. He's hilarious. He will keep you laughing. And that's important, and I'm pretty tough. And some people can't handle when I'm tough, when I'm like, oh no, we shouldn't have done this like that. This is not supposed to be like this. Let's try this. And he's like, okay, he's real, keep things balanced. And he really actually taught me to not act on different things. Just let it play out, and it's going to work in your favor. Just let it play out. So.
And I love that. I have less than a minute left with you. I would love to keep talking to you because you have such an amazing story, amazing spirit, and amazing talent. And I definitely want to have a part 2 with you. But we're going to end it like this. When it comes to this film, Lola 2, for the people that going to watch it April 6th, make sure y'all tap in. Give it one word to describe the film. What would it be? One word.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Thank you so
Phenomenal.
much.
And Jazzie's in it. She's being all modest over there. Jazzie's in it, and she does an excellent job as an announcer. Beautiful, Jazzie. Thank you. Thank you so much. Your best wishes to you on all of your endeavors.
Thank you. And thank you so much to Antoine as well. Both of you guys are great. Lola 2, all black, April 6th. Make sure y'all check it out.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.